you can see, look at the difference. Like you can see, this is just, you know, not really much going on. It's not really doing much. This is thicker, but at the same time there's shape, and it's given that really nice lift at the end. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is all about makeup, and if you're new, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can lift your brows using makeup. So how you can get that really nice brow lift effect using makeup. I can't wait to show you this because it's a complete game changer when it comes to your makeup. Now before we head into the video, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. You can also catch me on Instagram where you can watch my stories for daily beauty news and also some PR unboxing. Let's jump straight into the video. So this is something that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a while. It's something that I incorporate into my everyday makeup routine because I love that whole brow lift effect. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's because I have straight brows, because to be honest, I can't remember what my natural brow shape is because I plucked my brows so many years ago when I was at school, and obviously just my luck, they didn't grow back. And I think there's actually quite a few women out there who, you know, that's happened to. If so, I feel for you. I know the pain. Honestly, I would do anything to get my old brows back. I would never complain that they're too bushy, which I think is probably what my problem was back then. I wanted to show you how I give myself a brow lift using makeup. Now, I have already done a brow video which shows you how to shape your brows. That's different. This is how to actually give yourself that brow lift effect, how to make your brows look lifted. And that's different to just creating your normal arch, because on this tutorial, we're going to focus on how to give that lifted brow lift effect. So how it really nicely lifts at the end as well. But each section works with the other. So you can't just carry on the normal brow and then lift it at the end. You've got to kind of make sure it plays well together, works well together. So I'm going to explain all of that to you. Please bear with me if I sound really bunged up, because I kind of am. I'm not feeling too well today, but I thought, you know what? Let me just get on with filming. So, you know, let's get on with it, and hopefully I don't get worse throughout the video. I don't have any eye makeup on because I didn't want to really take it away from the whole brow look, because sometimes when you put lashes on, the whole thing looks different, and I didn't want you to be distracted by my lashes. So I'm gonna just move on with this kind of like semi-blank canvas that is going on. I'm obviously gonna show you on my brows, but it does depend on the height of your own brows. So for example, my brows are quite high here, and I like to apply product on the underside of the brow to kind of just balance it out, because I apply product on the underside here and then on the upper side here, so it kind of like increases that lift at the end because I've applied product on the underside there. And also, if I were to just go with the natural flow of my brow, I'm not really doing anything other than probably making it look a little bit thicker or more defined. So if your brows are a bit lower than mine, then you don't want to really focus on applying the product on the underside of it because they're already quite low. You want to then focus on applying the product on the upper part of the brow to kind of give it that height, if you see what I mean. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown. It's something that I just love using to give my brow a kind of outline, and then I go in with a gel after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one brow first so that I can then go over and do the other brow. You can see the difference. So I want to create that lift at the end here, because clearly you don't want to create lift here unless your brow is quite low, in which case you apply it on the top side, like I said. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to very lightly just start kind of like with very light strokes, just going to apply product to the underside of my brow, and you're going to see how this starts to thicken the brow but also give it a little bit of shape. So already you can see that part is thicker, right? Now I'm just going to create a couple of hair strokes here. Okay, I'm going to fill in this top part here because that's where there's not much hair, but there's a bit of nano blading. Now we're getting to the arch area. Now this is where, hold on, I'm just going to fill that bit there. So now we're getting to the arch area. This is where I don't want to apply any product on the underside here, not too much anyway, maybe just enough to be able to smooth the edges, but not enough to fill that arch or to thicken that arch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just apply some more product at the top here. Now what this is doing is it's creating that arch, and it's kind of like defining the arch that's already there. Okay, so now you can see where kind of lifting the brow a little bit. Now you've got to be careful here because trust me, I've made this mistake myself once and I didn't realize until I saw a picture and I was like, whoa, that is not looking good. This can happen where you end up, you're trying to lift the brow and you go a little bit too straight and high here. If you keep it too straight and high, then what's happening is you're creating kind of like, what's that program called? Is it Star Trek or is it Star Wars? I always get confused between the two. Star Trek, I think. You know, where you have like the brows, like that can look really weird. So just make sure you're not kind of creating too much of a kind of, you know, it's not going too far up and not looking like Star Trek or Star Wars, whatever one it is. Now I'm creating the angle first, and that's going to help to give me that nice brow lift. But can you already see the difference? Look at that. I mean, there's not much of a wing going on there anyway, but I mean, it's still, look at this. You've got that brow lift. This doesn't look like there's a lift going on. There just doesn't look like there's anything there. But most people have like, you know, like if I just fill this in, they have it kind of, it kind of goes down. If you want that lift, you want to lift the area. So we've got like a rough outline here. So we've kind of like very lightly filled in the brow and shaped it. But for me, that is still a little bit too thin. I do like my brows to be a little bit thicker than that. So, and also I like to have more of that kind of brush stroke finish to my hair so it doesn't look so perfect to my brow, so that it doesn't look so perfect. Do you ever have that? When you're not feeling well, you just can't use it's like you just go blank. You can't think of the right words to use. I mean, if you watch back on all my videos, that's kind of like what I'm like in every video. But it gets worse when I'm not feeling well. I just have complete, I don't even know what word to use. You know, where you just can't think of the right word. So anyway, we've got that outline there. Now you can see how I've added the product here and then I've added it at the top. So first off, what I did, added the product on the bottom part of the brow here, right? Because my brows were too high there. So in order to reduce that height, I applied product at the bottom so that it looks like my brow is a little bit lower. Then in turn, we applied product on the top part of the arch here, which by the way should always be about a quarter of the way in from the end of the brow. So it should never be in the middle. So this section here, we applied product at the top of the arch, and that's going to help to lift that arch area. Now this is where you create that brow lift in like with these two areas that we've already done. So then we started to apply the product on the top part of the wing. So this is where we've got the direction. So we've created that angle so that it's kind of like, it's not too high. You can see how it's not going like this, the end of this and the end of the wing still meet. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't look like it's like that. You don't want that to go too far up. So, okay, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead with my gel and I'm gonna start thickening the brow with brush strokes. And then also you'll see how that finishes off that whole brow lift. Okay, I'm gonna use my Kiko eyebrow gel, and this is number 4. And I'm using my Inglot 31T brush, which is one of my favorite brushes for gel eyebrow application. Okay, I'm gonna get a mirror for this because I need to be close up. And this is where I'm gonna adjust not so much the shape of my brow now, but more so the thickness. And I'm gonna start by just applying a few brush strokes here. I'm actually applying these brush strokes in the areas that I don't have hair, but I've shaded it in because then that kind of replicates my natural hair. Anywhere where I can see like gaps where I don't have my real hair. Okay, now we're gonna get to the wing. This helps to actually just help give that more lifted look as well. So you can see how we've got brush strokes along here. Now on the wing, we're actually gonna take it right from the bottom of the wing, the start of the stroke, and we're gonna brush it through. So because of that, it's now not a complete straight finish underneath that end of the wing. Now you've got that very slight kind of texture there because we've created almost like the beginning of the brush stroke. So you can see it's coming from there. So it doesn't look so harsh and kind of like straight really. So it's giving it a little bit more kind of just nicely finished off the shape. So now can you see, I really want you to see the difference because honestly I couldn't go anywhere without my eyebrows done. But you can see, look at the difference. Like you can see this is just you know, not really much going on. It's not really doing much. This is thicker, but at the same time there's shape, and it's given that really nice lift at the end. And that's how you can create that really nice kind of brow lift for yourself. Now, obviously when you apply makeup as well, as in eye makeup, it's gonna make a huge difference as well. Like if I just actually give you a quick tip, this is an added bonus trick for this video. I'm gonna take my bronzer. You can take any bronzer that you use, as long as it's not a grayish tone. It should be more of a warm tone of bronzer. I'm gonna use my Ben Eye Media Pro Compact Powder, and I'm using my 231 Zoeva brush. And I've just basically dipped my brush into the powder, taken the excess off on the back of my hand. Now this is going to create very subtle shadow, but in turn it helps to complement that brow lift that we've created with the brow. And all I'm doing is I'm basically going to apply it right from this section here of my lid, right? So the last quarter of my upper lash line, from that part, I'm just going to kind of drag this up. And this is going to help to give me that, just enhance that lift slightly. And even without lashes on, you'll see the difference. So you can see it's very subtle. I don't want there I don't want it to look like there's actual liner or anything, but it gives this really nice soft shadow which helps to lift. Can you see the difference already? It makes such a big difference. I really hope this trick helps you out, because honestly, I love this trick. So that in itself helps to complement that brow lift as well. Okay, so I'm gonna apply my lashes, obviously my own brand as usual. I'm just gonna just place this on my lash, tuck in that inner corner quickly. Just gonna finish off with a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. It is literally as simple as that. Can you believe, look at the difference. Look how much of a lift there is there, especially with that powder there, the brow done. The brow is the main kind of focal point of having that brow lift, like creating that whole brow lift effect. That's where you're really gonna get the brow lift, but you can add in some bonus tricks like these. Well, this I did with the bronzer, and that's gonna also help to complement that brow lift that we've done and really help to kind of lift that whole area, which you can see how everything is going up and the direction really kind of like shows that brow lift. So I am gonna very quickly do the other side, and then you can see what it all looks like together. And that is how you get a brow lift with makeup. So there you go. That's how I get a brow lift using makeup. Now, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. Don't forget that the products that I used are all listed in my description box below. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.